This might run a bit of a time penalty, but there's two things I'd like to say. One is what an incredible honor it is to be able to share this stage with so many poets. Not just this stage, but all the stages all week. There were 40 poets in this competition, and they were all mind-blowing. And many other poets who were featuring that were wonderful. So thank you all for being here. On a note, also totally unrelated to this poem, but Macrae Ulysses just pointed this out to me, that in Kitimat tonight they were having a referendum on the Enbridge pipeline, and 60% of the citizens of Kitimat voted against. RC only speaks the truth. It's true.
Battle problem.
Of course it will. Of course it will.
The human immunodeficiency virus wants you to know that it's sorry. This has all been a terrible mistake. The fear, the suffering, the sorrow, it never intended for things to be this way. It understands why you hate it. The human immunodeficiency virus wants to call you home. It feels comfortable in your bloodstream. It feels you are a safe neighbor around whom to bring forth daughters. Sometimes it can't say whether it's attacking you or defending itself. It feels this might be an allergic reaction. Sometimes it feels you need more time to adjust to one another. It might take a long time, but many of its cousins have settled into workable relationships with their hosts, and so it feels hopeful. The human immunodeficiency virus does not expect you to forgive it. It simply hopes that someday you can live long and happy lives together, a pair of old survivors putting a troubled past behind them. It simply hopes that someday it can live a quiet life in your bloodstream without you noticing. The human immunodeficiency virus feels you have a lot in common. It thinks you share similar challenges and can learn a lot from one another. It would like to point out that it was born around the same time you began attacking the planetary immune system, and so it feels your karma is entangled. That might not make logical sense, but then again, neither does attacking your host. It feels you are laboring under a shared misunderstanding of hospitality. It knows you don't want to hear what it has to say. It knows you may never get along, never agree with one another. But the human immunodeficiency virus would like to say this to you. Love is a fundamental element of life. Never stop loving one another. Never stop touching one another. Your skin on skin will always be holy. Your blood is still sacred.